Yo, what's going on guys, welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video here on my channel. So as you guys know, every week or so now we're updated to see more of the ice castle, or the castle underneath this iceberg where the ice has melted away and revealed more secrets and more layers inside of Polar Peak. Even without any clues pointing towards what's going to be happening towards the end of the season and ultimately how the season will end inside Polar Peak, we know that newer locations that are implemented every season have large ties to the storyline. For example, in Season 5, with the implementation of Paradise Palms, where the lightning struck down on a particular desert mountain there, spawning in the cube, ultimately changing the map forever, leading all the way into Season 6, where we saw the changes happen with Loot Lake, and so on and so forth. So there's either a new location or a changed location, ultimately having large ties to the storyline and the development from season to season in Fortnite. With all that being said, and usually the newer map changes implemented each season having large ties and development to the storyline progressing throughout the season, if we choose to focus on this point of interest that's been added newly implemented in Season 7, the snowy area, particularly being Polar Peak revealing more secrets as the ice melts, we're revealed to a ton of clues, and I think I've cracked the code in tying all the clues together in terms of what's going to be happening to end off Season 7, ultimately how we're going to lead up until the event changing the map from Season 7 to Season 8, which is going to be Season 7's end, and even how the snowfall skin will be coming to the map, and ultimately what kind of identity he may show. So make sure you're sticking around and watching the full video, because there's nothing in today's video that you guys will want to be missing in terms of if you are curious as to how they're approaching Season 7 with their storyline route and ultimately how the season will end. Like I said, I'll stress it again, we're going to be going over a ton of in-depth information, so make sure you guys are focusing your full attention on everything I have to say in today's video. But before we dive into the in-depth information and clues we're presented, I'd just like to quickly announce that me and 3 of the buddies are still running the 54,000 V-Buck giveaway, and how you guys can enter with the giveaway winner being announced on January 16th is simply subscribe to my channel, and the channels listed at the top of the video description down below allocated to subscribe to underneath the title 50,000 V-Buck giveaway. Additional entries to boost your odds of winning can be found in the pinned comment of today's video, so if you want a high chance to win potentially a life-changing amount of V-Bucks being a total of 54,000, then make sure you're entering from the standard steps of subscribing to all the channels and then checking the pinned comment on today's video for a higher chance to win. Good luck to everybody who'd like to enter, and now let's jump into replay mode to go over these new clues that you guys may have missed and ultimately what they mean and imply to us in terms of how the season, this season, Season 7, will ultimately come to an end. Alright, so the first thing to note about Polar Peak is the fact that it has a new access point now that we can actually use instead of just seeing there is another kind of way in or way out the bottom section, and we're going to be going through that little entry or exit there and working our way upwards in terms of finding clues that correlate to the storyline. Very quickly before we go through that way though, I'd just like to say that if you guys actually spot anything that I miss or pick up upon anything that I don't mention right here, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below and how ultimately you think that will tie to the storyline. If you have some good context, maybe I'll shout you out in a video, but let's get into this area of the castle. So you can actually work your way up from this point. Either you can go up or reveal all the ultimate secrets that everybody's been wanting me to talk about in videos anyways, from going left, the dragon eggs. Now there's actually 5 eggs here, and the number of eggs is actually important to what we're going to be talking about later on as we work our way up through the castle. So as you can see, there is kind of a baby dragon or Gyarados Pokemon looking silhouette on the egg, resembling something inside alive. If you turn your sound up, if you go near here or any of the eggs in game, you can hear a heartbeat, implying the fact that they're alive, growing, and that they are soon to be hatched, because if something's alive and growing inside an egg, I mean it's only a matter of time before the egg hatches and then we're revealed towards what's inside, and ultimately that being dragons as we've been leaked towards in the game's file. So as you can see, there is 5 eggs right here, 2 on the left and 3 on the right, more of which are covered in snow, the bottom one on the right, but hey ho, there's still 3 dragon eggs here, and I'm assuming they're going to hatch relatively around the same time. Also, if you try and look inside the dragon eggs in replay mode like you can see me doing here, no matter what kind of angle or what camera focus you use, you cannot see the contents of what's inside the egg, whether it's the actual colours and design of this silhouette kind of Gyarados looking baby dragon, you cannot see it. But as you can see, there's so many layers in this castle, and I believe there's more underneath that we're going to mention shortly in today's video. So keep in mind guys, there was 5 dragon eggs, and as you can see, as we venture up into the upper layers of this castle, we can see this round table. And what does this remind everybody of who's, you know, heard of like night stories or old kind of tales and stuff like that? The Knights of the Round Table, it reminds me of anyways. So what does this have to do with the dragons? Well, as you can see, there are 5 seats here and there were 5 dragon eggs. So I believe these guys were like voyagers or dragon riders of some sort, all having their kind of unique engravings because they were that important on their chairs and at their kind of current position on this round table, being important characters, and the most important at the round table being the Ice King, which this symbol right here largely reminds me of because of the fact of the head design has 4 things sticking out of it on the Ice King. Let me know if you guys actually noticed that too. But anyways, let's get into talking about ultimately what these dragon riders have in terms of intentions and why there is one chair on the floor. I believe there was a disagreement right here, this one on the floor being the snowfall skin that was either trapped for good reason or bad reason or protesting against these other dragon riders and basically frozen at, you know, even deeper layers of the castle than where the dragon eggs are located and basically set all the dragons free, thus why we haven't seen any dragons on the Battle Royale map yet. So either whether his intention was good with the dragons or bad, he let them loose and something is going to be happening with dragons in terms of a Season 7 event in the future. As you can see, the engraving on the table largely looks like a snow droplet but in a more kind of cryptic manner, ultimately resembling, you know, a snow droplet. What happens with a snow droplet? It falls, ultimately resembling the codename Snowfall skin. Speaking of the Snowfall skin, it ultimately makes sense for him to be trapped at the bottom of this castle in the very bottom layers, as we're seeing this ice castle slowly more revealed when the ice is melting, engulfing it ultimately. And when will we first be revealed towards the identity and purpose of the Snowfall codename skin? It will be in week 9 because we need to complete 60 weekly challenges, and the first obtainable way of doing this is to complete every weekly challenge in every weekly challenge set leading up to week 9 and 4 in the week 9 challenge set, resulting in a total of 60 weekly challenges. By the time of week 9 coming around, I'm guessing most of this ice, if not all of it, will be melted for whatever reason or event is going to occur, making that process speed up, and ultimately the layer of which the Snowfall skin has been kept in will be revealed, and we will be revealed towards the purpose of how, why, and ultimately what happened in this castle in terms of him being trapped in the ice below in the very bottom layers in the castle, and what does that mean in terms of him being set free into the Battle Royale realm right now. Now, whether his intentions were honourable before he got frozen, and that's ultimately why he got frozen, because he was trying to be fair to the dragons, assuming that these 5 characters at the round table, including the Snowfall skin himself, are dragon riders, being trapped all that time isn't going to be, you know, making anybody happy. So whether, you know, he was a good guy before or a bad guy, that is going to be magnified if he was a bad guy by like hundreds of times, because he's going to be annoyed the fact that he was trapped down there underneath the bottom layers of the castle for so long, and he's going to want revenge on these characters. So hopefully he doesn't use the dragons to his advantage in terms of acting his evil intent upon the Battle Royale map, maybe melting all the ice and flooding a particular area of the map. I do not know, but we can only just speculate at this point. Even with the concept of a Fortnite flood being just purely speculation, it ultimately does wrap up everything we've mentioned so far in today's video about the storyline we've gone over to do with the castle layers that have recently been revealed, such as the Snowfall skin being trapped in more kind of deeper layers underneath more of the ice that's yet to be melted, and the dragon eggs that are soon to hatch. So could the dragon eggs be, you know, directed by these guys who are dragon riders, seemingly 5 of which are at the round table, not present though, but their chairs are still there, and forced to melt all of this ice with their fiery breath, resulting in a Fortnite flood like we just mentioned? Well, despite these being clues and obviously straws that we're pulling at right now, because I mean we don't really know anything to do with the storyline confirmed, there's other teasers in the map that ultimately point towards preparation for a Fortnite flood occurring, even what came in the map during the collision of the iceberg at the start of Season 7. At the start of Season 7 we saw wash up and freeze on top of this very skinny icicle mountain a submarine. And what do Epic Games like to implement every season as a new way to manoeuvre around the map? A new vehicle. What have we seen in Season 7? We've seen the airplanes. They don't largely tie to the storyline that we know of yet. However, if the map floods, does this imply that we're going to be seeing, obviously, you know, a map flood, and this be a new vehicle innovated into Fortnite Season 8 as another way to move around the map underwater, as underwater warfare, this submarine, or many submarines like this? We're yet to know. Either way, to wrap up today's video, to basically give you guys an insight as to how Season 7 will end, well, we definitely know this ice is going to be melting, whether it's by the Fiery Dragon's Breath or another live event occurring within the game, not just the New Year's event, something tying live event-wise to the storyline, like we saw with the Butterfly event in Season 6, in Season 5, obviously we saw the cube and stuff like that, and in Season 4 we saw the rocket launch. So there's going to be a live event to do with the map progression and change, ultimately, everybody assuming being the ice melting, and then a flood happening from Season 7 ending into Season 8. Whether that entails the dragons, like I said, or not, we're yet to know. However, they'll either be a transportation method or a method of which the map is able to change with this ice melting, ultimately resulting in a Fortnite flood, creating a new way to move around the map, a flooded section of it, and ultimately newer named locations. Anyways, make sure to let me know your opinions about everything we've mentioned in today's video in the comment section down below, and make sure you let me know if I missed anything that I perhaps didn't cover that obviously is important that I should have picked up upon. I'm really curious to know your guys' opinions, and obviously if we get a conversation going in the comment section down below, we can come to a more thorough understanding, hopefully, of all these teasers that Epic Games have implemented into the map right now, pointing towards how Season 7 will end, and ultimately what's entailed for us in Fortnite Season 8. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you're leaving a like to show your support on the video down below and get it out there for other people who perhaps haven't came to the same conclusion as I have in this video based off the teasers presented in the Polar Peak Castle. Also, make sure you're subscribing to the channel so you never miss any more future updates regarding what's going to be coming at the end of Season 7 to ultimately, end the season in terms of a live event or things that we may be seeing within Fortnite Season 8. Thank you all for watching one more time. I'm out, and peace.